If you are on a weight loss journey and you want to lose the weight, but also keep it off, and you wished that there was a way that you can know what was the difference between people that lose the weight and keep gaining it and keep losing it, and those that lose it and keep it off, so that you can become one of the latter, then you're in luck, because that's what this video is all about. I'm going to be pulling back the curtain on 5 things I wish I knew before I lost weight, which those 5 things were the reason why it took me so long to lose it and keep it off, and why I would lose it and gain it and lose it and gain it. Okay, enough about that. Let's jump into it right now. Hello. My name is Concita Thomas. I'm a food and fitness strategist, and I help women over 40 lose 30 plus pounds and keep it off without diets and without excessive exercise. And as you heard me say in the intro, that is a result that I've been able to create for myself. It's a result that I've been able to help several other women achieve. And I talk about that a lot here on my channel. A lot of times I'll give you tips and strategies and perspective, mindset, how you need to think about this whole process in order to be successful. But today, I'm going to be pulling back the curtain a little bit on my own experience and sharing 5 things that I wish I knew before I ever started to lose weight. And you can learn from my lessons so that you don't have to repeat the mistakes that I made, and you can have a much quicker and smoother journey to your sustainable weight loss result. We've got 5 things, so let's just jump into it. The first thing I wish I knew was that how you lose it is how you will keep it off. That's right. What you do to lose the weight and what you need to do to keep the weight off are going to be very, very similar with very small tweaks. So if you are doing a program that is effective and that you're like, I know this works, Concita, but you cannot see yourself eating that way or moving that way for the long haul, pump the brakes and just stop it right now. I don't like to say that any time or any experience is a wasted experience, because we can learn from anything and everything should we choose. However, if we're talking about expeditiously getting to your goals, then finding an approach to get the weight off that you can see yourself doing for the long haul is going to be amazingly important for you, because what you do to get it off is going to be what you got to do to keep it off. And that's why I kept losing and gaining, namely because I like starch and I like dessert. And I kept doing programs where starch and dessert was either absent or barely there. All right, let's move on to point number 2. What I wish I knew is that weight maintenance takes just as much effort as weight loss. Now notice, I didn't say it was hard, but it takes as much effort. I, maybe like you, had this idea that I needed to just channel my energy and channel my focus and channel my effort, and that I could get results. And then once I got those results, it was going to be smooth sailing. I would just have to maintain. The truth of the matter is, forever, you'll need to be mindful. You'll need to practice a healthy level of restraint. Notice I didn't say restriction. And you'll have to be intentional about your choices, about how you move, about how you eat, and about how you recover. Lifestyle is a huge part of it as well. And I didn't realize that. I really thought that I could put in the effort and then rest on my laurels. Almost like, going to school or getting a degree. You work really, really hard. And once you have that piece of paper, you have that piece of paper. You don't need to work to maintain it. Well, weight loss is not like that. It's more like becoming a doctor or a coach. You work really, really hard to get it. And every few years, you have to accumulate those CECs, those continuing education credits, to still be able to practice. Well, the same is true when it comes to weight loss. All right, the third thing that I wish I knew is that you need to find a different motivation to take action. Weight loss cannot be your only motivation to take action. Being motivated to lose the weight may get you started, but it will not keep you consistent, and it definitely won't keep you going. I'm sure you've experienced this. I know I experienced this a lot in my journey. When weight loss is your only motivation, it gets really easy to talk yourself out of following through on the small details. It's really easy to look at that second cookie and say, well, I can have 2 cookies and that's not going to sabotage my results. And the fact of the matter is, that's true. But when we are only motivated by weight loss, we tend to kick the can forward. Like, skipping a workout today isn't going to matter that much. Having a second cookie today isn't going to matter that much. Staying up too late tonight isn't going to matter that much. And the truth of the matter is, in each instance, that's true. But it's those accumulated experiences, when they become too frequent, when we sabotage our ability to get results, and when weight loss is the only motivation, it's very easy to talk ourselves into a situation where we have accumulated way too many justifications or rationalizations and not following through because we cannot see the effect right there in the moment. It seems like we're getting away with something when we're really not. However, when I started to focus on how I felt, how sleeping made me feel, how moving made me feel, how enjoying the cookie but not enjoying six made me feel, it got a lot easier to make aligned decisions in the moment. And that's when I graduated from doing a program to living a lifestyle, because I was doing it for the feeling, not for the end result solely. And eventually, from doing it for the feeling, it just became a part of who I am and how I operate. All right, I've got a lot more where that comes from, but before I move on to that, I want to hear from you. Join the conversation in the comments. Let me know, besides losing weight, what is your motivation to eat well, to move frequently, and to recover often? All right, the fourth thing that I wish I knew is that abstaining from everything is a setup to binge on everything later. Listen, you know how the old folks say, like, there's not that much love in the world when they witness us young folk doing silly things for love. Listen, there's not that much motivation in the world. It is, I would say, nearly impossible unless you have a strong motivation like a disease. And I've even witnessed people with disease not be able to do this. It's nearly impossible to take all of the good taste, all of the indulgences out of your daily meals and expect to continue that way forever. And I like to think of eating like a pendulum. The further you pull it to the left in terms of restriction, the further it's going to swing to the right in terms of a feeding frenzy when the pendulum finally swings. And fun fact, it always does. But I know you may be wondering, okay, Concita, I get what you're saying. That makes sense intellectually, but I don't know how to include the things that I like and still get results. And that's why I keep swinging like the pendulum between abstaining from everything and binging on everything. If that's you, don't worry, I got you covered. I have a free resource for you. It's called the Figure Friendly Meal Checklist, and you can get that at the link below. It's a checklist and also a training. It helps you understand how to build your meals for both fullness and for satisfaction. And when you do this, I promise you will find that it's a lot easier to indulge intentionally and in moderation. So make sure that you grab that free resource if that is a challenge for you. All right, so number 5 is that losing weight does not make your life instantly better. Yeah, it's true. No matter what type of, I'll say, pain or what type of inconvenience carrying the extra weight is causing, losing it is not going to solve all your life's problems and make everything in the world better. Now, there are lots of things that will improve, and I even did a video about 5 ways that achieving sustainable weight loss improved my life, and you can check that video out over here. It's not going to make everything better. It may solve some very specific problems, but it's not going to make everything better. You may acquire some really good habits and perspectives that you can transfer into other areas of life, like maybe business or finance. But again, it's not going to instantly make everything better. We humans have a negativity bias, and actually that's something that has worked for us for centuries. It helps us to recognize when something's just a little bit off and to spot danger before it becomes a problem so that we can avoid it or fix problems before they impose an even bigger problem on us. However, what many have experienced, and what I experienced as well, is a hyper focus on weight loss and believing that everything else is going to be fine as soon as this problem is fixed. And sometimes it can be a letdown when that problem is fixed and everything else isn't fine. One thing that I had to do during the journey, well before I reached my results, was to learn and to train myself to recognize, spot, and appreciate the positive so that I wasn't so desperate to lose the weight, because I realized that that was not going to fix all my problems. I was more patient with taking a sustainable approach and honestly just enjoyed life more overall. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found something helpful from it. If so, let me know in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway? If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and to hit the bell so that you get notified when I post content again. If you want to hear more of my thoughts on all things sustainable weight loss, head over to my podcast, The Fierce Life with Concita Thomas. I have over 100 episodes over there for you to listen to. And if you like seeing how I pull this off on a day-to-day in my own life, connect with me over on Instagram. I often say you can get my advice on my feed and you see the behind the scenes in my stories. Then finally, if you are on a sustainable weight loss journey or just a weight loss journey, but you want to make it sustainable and you desire support, accountability, you are done with the DIY and trying to piece all the little pieces of advice together for yourself, and you really want someone dedicated to helping you get through that journey smoothly, then I invite you to check out Get It Off, Keep It Off one-on-one coaching. That is my signature program. That is how you can get me all up in your business and helping you navigate this journey. And you can click the link down in the description below to check out that program page to get the details and to apply if it is a fit for you. That's all I have for you this time, fierce friend. Until next time, stay fierce.